In 1994, a 17-year-old boy named David Hahn built a nuclear reactor in his mum's garden shed. David had always loved science, and when he was 10 years old, his grandfather gave him a book about chemistry experiments. David's parents had recently divorced, and it seemed nice that he had a hobby to make him happy. David then set up a science lab in his bedroom at his father's house, but multiple accidents and chemical spillages led his father to make him move the lab into the basement. Out of sight, David undertook riskier experiments and more accidents occurred. Eventually, he was forced to move his lab to the shed in his mother's garden. David was part of a scout group that offered the opportunity to earn a badge in atomic energy. David spent time interacting with various energy agencies and local hospitals to learn about radiation and construct a project to earn his badge. As his interest in the nuclear field grew, David decided he wanted to construct a breeder reactor to further research, as he was concerned that the world was running out of oil. A breeder reactor is a type of reactor which is self-sustaining, continuously producing its own fuel and also power. David obtained the fuel needed for the reactor by calling nuclear agencies and local hospitals, pretending to be a college professor sourcing information and resources for a study. He obtained 100 smoke detectors, thousands of old lanterns, and old radium dial watches. All of these items contained the radioactive material David needed. He also managed to order uranium from Czechoslovakia over the phone. He built the reactor and it worked. But soon, David began to become concerned as his Geiger counter was detecting radiation above background levels as far as 5 houses away from his shed. David decided it was best to dismantle and dispose of the reactor, so very late one night he loaded the parts into his car. A neighbour thought he was stealing tyres, and so they called the police. The police became concerned about the contents of David's car after he told them it was radioactive, so they arrested him and called the bomb squad as they assumed he had made an atomic bomb. 5 months after David's arrest, the shed was finally investigated, but by this point, his mother had already disposed of some of the items into the public household rubbish route. The rest of the shed and its contents were taken away by professionals and buried in the Great Salt Lake Desert, where it still remains today. It is estimated that David's homemade reactor exposed more than 40,000 people to dangerous levels of radiation.